Hello, everyone, and welcome. You are watching Eagle News America. I'm Michael Hudson, coming to you from Everett, Washington. Tonight, we will hear from several of our correspondents across the U.S. and Canada. First, we have Thomas Likeness in Edmonton, Alberta, who will be reporting about one-third of Canadians saying they would delay COVID vaccination because of fear of possible side effects. We also have Kathleen Cruz in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Canada Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announces COVID Alert app.
We also have with us tonight E.J. Gonzalez in Alexandria, Virginia.
Virginia joins compact with 5 other states to expand rapid antigen testing.
We also have Aaron Aubin in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Maryland governor leads interstate bipartisan agreement on antigen tests.
And also joining us tonight, we have Claudine Cadet in Kissimmee, Florida, who will be reporting about a Florida theme park turning to a drive-in movie theater for added attraction and revenue. Also with us tonight is Bobby Soriano in New York, who will be reporting about New York expanding its travel advisory and criticizing the national response to the pandemic. And also with us is Don Omar Cuevas in Little Rock, who's reporting about Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson appointing a high school sports advisory group. Also joining us tonight is Anna Cui in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nevada launches long-term COVID-19 response plan.
We also have Juliana Fiesta in Delano, California.
Fans react to Lakers' triumph over Utah Jazz.
And plus, we have an interview with a COVID-19 survivor as he talks about what he has gone through fighting the virus. But first, an overview of how the world looks right now. According to the Coronavirus Resource Center of Johns Hopkins University of Medicine, as of 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday, August 4th, 2020, the number of cases of COVID-19 reported worldwide is now more than 18,300,000. This includes more than 4,700,000 in the U.S. and more than 119,000 in Canada. Sadly, this virus has claimed more than 695,000 lives worldwide. This number includes more than 156,000 deaths in the U.S. and close to 9,000 in Canada. Our coverage begins now. 2 enormous explosions rocked the Lebanese capital's port on Tuesday, killing and wounding dozens of people, shaking buildings and sending huge plumes of smoke billowing into the Beirut sky. Video footage of the second blast showed an enormous orange fireball that dwarfed the nearby buildings and sent a devastating tornado-like shockwave ripping through the city. Lebanese media carried images of people trapped under rubble, many bloodied, after the massive blast, the cause of which was not immediately known. The official national news agency confirmed deaths in the blast without citing a number. Meanwhile, Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said the White House is taking a very good look at the Beirut explosion. Let's take a look.
It was breaking as I came out. We're tracking it closely, and just rest assured that we're taking a very good look at that.
1/3 of Canadians are saying they would delay COVID vaccination because of fear of possible side effects. In Edmonton, Thomas Likeness has the story.
The fear of side effects would prompt nearly 1/3 of Canadians surveyed to delay getting a COVID-19 vaccine when one becomes available. That's one of the findings of a new Angus Reid Institute survey. The nonprofit organization found that 46% would get a vaccination as soon as one became available, but 32% say they would wait first, with concerns about side effects being the main reason for their delay. Here's some other findings. 3/4 of Canadians think that a coronavirus vaccine should be mandatory in extended care homes and for healthcare workers. Another 63% say schools should require pupils to be immunized. And just how optimistic are Canadians about when a vaccine will become available? Well, 62% believe a vaccine will be developed sometime next year, but only 7% think there'll be one available by the end of this year. 4% doubt one will ever be developed. As far as life getting back to normal, 75% of those asked didn't think that would happen until a vaccine is available and people are widely vaccinated. However, people in less populated rural areas a bit more optimistic. 59% of them say life could return to normal before a vaccine is available. Their city cousins, not that optimistic. 77% say immunization will be needed first. So while we wait for that vaccine to become available, I wish you all good health. Take care of others and take care of yourselves. Stay home, stay safe, and stay tuned to Eagle News for accurate and balanced coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic and other current affairs. In Edmonton, Canada, Thomas I. Likeness, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you so much, Thomas. So Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announces a COVID alert app. Joining us is Kathleen Cruz in Vancouver, BC, who has a story.
Thank you very much, Mike. Just before the month of July ended, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced the COVID Alert app. It is the new national mobile app that informs users if they may have been exposed to someone who has tested positive of COVID-19. This new innovative app is free of download for Canadians from the App Store and Google Play Store. Here's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for the announcement.
The COVID Alert app is ready to download through the App Store on your phone. Right now, it's connected to the Ontario health system, but we know other provinces will be joining in soon. So people across the country can and should download it today. This is another tool to protect your health. Here's how it works. The app will let you know if you've been in contact with someone who has the app and has tested positive for COVID-19. If that's the case, it will then encourage you to call your provincial health services for guidance on what to do. I want to be clear, this app isn't mandatory. It's completely voluntary to download and to use. And it doesn't collect your name, your address, your geolocation, or any other personal information. I've downloaded the app this morning, and I encourage you to do the same. The more people use it, the better it can trace and therefore slow the spread of the virus. In fact, health experts say that if enough people sign up, this app can help prevent future outbreaks of COVID-19 in Canada.
The app assigns a random code to a user's device that pings other users of the app via Bluetooth when they are within a range of approximately 2 meters. If they test positive for the virus, users can choose to upload their random codes to a central server located in Canada. Once uploaded, the random codes are stored on the server for 15 days, after which they are automatically deleted. The app uses strong security measures to protect the confidentiality and privacy of all Canadians without collecting any personal information. The province of Ontario will be the first to distribute the one-time keys, while other provinces will be on board in the coming weeks in an effort to support the safe, gradual reopening of the economy and ensuring the safety of Canadians from the virus. In Vancouver, Kathleen Cruz, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Mike.
Appreciate the report, Kathleen. A quick question for you. Is there any information on the company that developed the app?
Yes, Mike. So background information coming from the Government of Canada. It is actually built in collaboration between the Health Canada, the Canadian Digital Service, the province of Ontario, with the help of BlackBerry, which is another cell phone company, another nonprofit organization, Shopify, and some team of developers across the country.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. It seems to me that technology is taking another step forward with the pandemic. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.
When we come back, more updates from our correspondents across the U.S. Stay with us. This is Eagle News.
Hello there, I'm Alfred, and I'm a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, batch of 2008 in New Era University. I'm currently working as an operations analyst in Autodesk.
Hi, I'm Earl Escanio, and I graduated with Bachelor of Science major in Computer Science in 2010. I am a consultant at Trinity Consulting LLC.
Hi, I'm Ivy Nakapagal, Bachelor's of Computer Science graduate, year 2010. I am currently working as a cybersecurity analyst in one of the largest telco here in New Zealand, called Spark NZ.
I'm Jofran David Riego, a BS Computer Science graduate year 2015. As a legal analyst, I am tasked to read US cases, specifically civil torts cases.
I am Melanie Rico Hermosa P, a Bachelor of Science and Computer Science graduate, year 2006.
I'm currently a software quality assurance engineer at FBI Systems here in Maryland, United States.
Hi, I'm Renzen Cruz. I'm a graduate of BS Computer Science, year 2012. I'm currently working abroad, and I'm working as a senior cybersecurity consultant who specializes in digital forensics and incident response. And I am part of a national security in one of the countries here in the Middle East.
I am inviting everyone to study at New Era University. To legit, to great.
Be brilliant in the new era.
Study now at New Era University.
Excellence,
Discipline,
Service to humanity.
Hi, this is Carlo Cuevas. Watch out for the newest online show of EBC Films, Pelikwentuhan. Will be hosted by Miss Gladys Reyes and Raymond Di Mayuga. Watch it live sa aming YouTube channel and Facebook page. Kita-kits!
Si Isay Alvarez.
Ako naman po si Robert Senya.
Abangan niyo po kami.
Yes.
Ang gawa. Ibig sabihin, kinakailangan ng tao na magpakasipag upang tumunlad ang pamumuhay. At dito kaagapay natin ang unlad sa pagbibigay nila ng hanap buhay sa ating mga kababayan.
Sa episode na ito ay tatalakayin natin at aalamin natin ang mga bagay ukol sa poultry o manukan. Ituturo din namin sa inyo ang maaari ninyong pagkakakitaan dyan mismo sa inyong tahanan, ang manukan sa baon.
Samahan niyo po kami sa isa sa pinakamalaking poultry dito sa Pilipinas, ang Maligaya Mega Poultry. Ako po, si Robin Padilla, at ito ang ulat, kaagapay sa hanap buhay. Dito lamang po sa Net 25.
Welcome back. This is Eagle News America. I am Michael Hudson in Everett, Washington. The state of Virginia joins a compact with 5 others to expand rapid antigen testing. EJ Gonzalez in Alexandria has the story.
Thanks, Michael. With COVID-19 numbers still on the rise, some states are baffled as to why there are still no official national testing strategy. Today, the governors of Virginia, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Louisiana, and Ohio have stepped up to the plate to lead a bipartisan compact to expand the use of rapid point-of-care antigen testing. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, these diagnostic tests quickly detect fragments of proteins found on or within the virus by testing samples collected from the nasal cavity using swabs. Test results can then be delivered as quickly as 15 to 20 minutes. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam explained that increasing access to rapid testing will help speed up the turnaround times because they would be able to quickly identify virus outbreaks and contain the spread. He also said, quote, "We are bringing together this bipartisan, multi-state coalition to combine our purchasing power and get rapid testing supplies to our communities as quickly as possible. The people in our 6 states want to see action, and together, we're delivering." These 6 states are in formal discussions with Becton Dickinson and Quidel, manufacturers of antigen tests that have already been authorized by the FDA. The states are purchasing a total of 3 million rapid antigen tests, which equates to 500,000 tests per state. By joining together, Virginia and these 5 states are demonstrating to private manufacturers that there is significant demand to scale up the production. They urge that additional states, cities, and local governments join the compact and can do so in the upcoming weeks. These states will coordinate on policies and protocols regarding rapid antigen testing technology, and the Rockefeller Foundation will assist in facilitating financing mechanisms to support this large-scale interstate testing compact. President of the Rockefeller Foundation, Dr. Rajiv Shah, says that they are committed to helping communities across America avoid the tragic consequences of this disease by expanding the use of the latest diagnostic and screening tests so those unknowingly spreading COVID-19 can be isolated and supported. He is grateful to the governors of these 6 states for their leadership and partnerships to give workers, teachers, students, and vulnerable people the confidence they need to be safe until a vaccine is developed and proven effective. With this announcement, hundreds of Virginians voiced their positive feedback directly on Governor Northam's official Facebook page. The citizens are appreciative that Virginia, along with the other 5 states, are taking action in seeking quicker results, and for the governors of these states taking this charge for the country. In Alexandria, Virginia, EJ Gonzalez, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Michael.
Appreciate it, EJ. I have a quick question before you sign off here. So how helpful do you think these tests will be for the states and their people?
Yeah, well, I think this would be of great help for everyone because these results are given within just minutes. I was reading a few comments on the governor's Facebook page today, and people were voicing out their concerns because their test results took days and even in some instances weeks before it got to them. And within that amount of time, people may be unknowingly passing the virus simply because the results came back after they've been in contact with other people. However, as always, Governor Ralph Northam says the best way to really contain the disease is to practice those guidelines of social distancing, washing and sanitizing of our hands, and wearing our face masks when we're out in public.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Thanks so much, EJ. Stay safe.
Thanks, Michael. You too.
In related news, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan leads the interstate bipartisan agreement on antigen tests. In Gaithersburg, Maryland, we have Aaron Aubin, who has the details.
Maryland Governor Larry Hogan led in negotiating the bipartisan interstate agreement that was reported earlier, and it was to further the use of rapid point-of-care antigen tests to continue controlling the spread of COVID-19. The interstate agreement is the first of its kind since the beginning of COVID-19 response efforts. The initial testing compact was agreed upon by 3 Republicans and 3 Democrat governors. It is open to be joined by other state and local governments as the COVID-19 pandemic continues. 3 hours after the agreement was made, North Carolina had also joined. The compact also included the Rockefeller Foundation, which is expected to assist financially in supporting this endeavor. The governors wrote a letter of intent to the foundation indicating their commitment to the multi-state effort. One of the purposes of this agreement is to emphasize to manufacturers the high demand in production for antigen tests. These tests are valued for their ease of use and quick delivery of results. According to Quidel, one of the private manufacturers of such a COVID-19 antigen test, their test provides automated and objective results in only 15 minutes. As a result of the agreement, there are currently discussions for each of the states to make an initial purchase of 500,000 tests. By increasing the use of these tests, states are expected to detect local outbreaks more quickly as COVID-19 cases spike in different locations around the country. Governor Hogan emphasizes the importance of this compact to compensate for the federal government's attempts to cut funding for testing. Governor Hogan also expressed concerns that the spike in cases in different locations will affect the progress made in states like Maryland. Maryland's positivity rate dropped to 4.36% as of yesterday, the second lowest positivity rate recorded. The total current COVID-19 hospitalizations dropped by 5 people. In Gaithersburg, Maryland, Aaron Aubin, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you, Michael.
Thanks so much, Aaron. I had a quick question for you. So have you or your family ever gotten tested for COVID-19? How was the process like?
So me and my immediate family personally haven't gotten tested yet. I have some people in my extended family, some cousins that have gotten tested. But based on what I've heard and based on what I've seen at places like CVS, the process seems relatively quick. I can go into like a CVS location, go out, and the line for testing has progressed by like 5 to like 6 people. And I personally hope to get tested within the next week, just to be careful.
Great. Well, hey, stay safe out there, Aaron. I hope you're doing well. We'll see you soon.
Great. Thank you.
A Florida theme park turns to drive-in movies for added attraction and revenue. In Kissimmee, Florida, we have Claudine Cadet, who has the story.
Earlier this June, theme parks in Florida have opened their gates to the public with safety regulations from requiring masks to closing parks early for parkgoer and employee protection. Some attractions have been closed to the public for the time being, pushing theme parks to think of more ways to keep guests coming while staying safe. Meanwhile, indoor movie theaters are closing down, and movie theater companies and local businesses have turned their focus to outdoor screenings. SeaWorld Orlando has also caught onto this trend and has opened their evenings to drive-in movie nights for the public to join. Calling it Flicks and Fireworks, SeaWorld is hosting watching events from the comfort of your own vehicle on select weekend nights through September. Screenings this weekend include Men in Black and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Admission is $50 per vehicle and includes a view of the movie and a fireworks show. Food trucks are also accessible to guests while maintaining social distancing and personal protective equipment requirements. Activities like this give us the chance to engage in family fun while staying safe. From Kissimmee, Florida, I'm Claudine Cadet, and we live in interesting times. Back to you.
Thank you so much. New York expands its travel advisory to more than 2/3 of the country and criticizes the national response to the pandemic. Our Eagle News correspondent Bobby Soriano has the story.
Good evening, everyone. Governor Cuomo today announced the addition of Rhode Island to the list of states that meet New York's metrics to qualify for a travel advisory, which requires individuals who have traveled from those states to New York to self-quarantine for at least 14 days. Speaking on the travel advisory, which now comprises of more than 2/3 of the country's states, the governor stressed the importance of protecting the progress that New York State has made since the beginning of the pandemic, saying, quote, "We cannot go back to the hell we experienced just a few months ago, and surging infection rates across the country threaten to bring us back there, so we must remain vigilant." In a press conference yesterday, the governor further lambasted the national response to the pandemic.
In terms of the national situation, and I want to speak plain truth on this, we said we have 2 threats. We have the lack of compliance and we have the national situation. The national situation is getting worse. It's not getting better. That is a fact, as I like to say. It's an inarguable fact. You look at the numbers, look at what's happening in Florida, look at California, look at Texas, look at the numbers. Look at what's happening all across the Midwest, where you're seeing a dramatic rise. Look at what the White House is now saying, where you entered a new phase of COVID. What's the new phase? Extensive spread. Oh, that's a new phase? What was the old phase? If the new phase is extensive spread, what was the old phase? That was limited spread, what we went through? I mean, it's absurd.
Despite the governor's strong words, he also acknowledged the help that many of these states provided to New York in the early months of the crisis. Last week, the state helped to set up a new testing site in St. Petersburg, Florida, and also shipped much-needed personal protective equipment to their healthcare workers. He also acknowledged the progress done by Delaware and Washington, D.C., which have now been removed from the state's travel advisory list. In terms of statistics, the state continues to expand its testing capability with 82,737 tests done on August 1st, which represents the highest number of COVID tests done in a single day by the state since the start of the pandemic. Of those tested, only 753 came back positive, representing less than 1% of the total tested. Reporting from New York, this is Bobby Soriano. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Bobby. When we come back, more reports from our correspondents across the USA. Eagle News America will return in a moment.
Hi! Ito po ulit si Imelda Papin. Abangan ang Part 2 ng Tagisan ng Galing dito po sa Net25.
We know that this is a scary time for all of us.
The coronavirus is changing the world.
Changing our lives.
So please, take care of yourself.
Keep your distance.
Wash your hands.
And if you can, stay at home.
We at DW
are here for you.
We are working tirelessly to keep you informed on all of our platforms.
We're all in this together.
And together,
we'll make it through.
Stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Please, stay safe.
Mga kababayan, lalo na sa mga OFWs sa Middle East at North Africa, may good news kami para sa inyo. Mapapanood na ninyo ang Net25 at iba pang Filipino channels na hatid ng OSN sa presyong abot kaya. Libre ng box at installation, walang admin fees at no extra charges. Saktong entertainment na sakto lang sa budget mo. Bumisita na sa pinakamalapit na OSN store o dealer. And subscribe now! Sa Net25 at OSN, siguradong at home ka dito.
Hello, my name is Robin and I'm 5 years old. My mom and dad said many people are getting sick. That is why we have to stay at home. That is why I cannot go to school. I cannot play outside and I cannot even visit my friends. We can only go outside if we visit the doctor or if we need to buy some food. And when we get home, we have to wash our hands. While I'm at home, I do my homework, clean up my toys, help cooking our food, and help my parents with their work. Please stay home so we can all play together again. Bye!
Hello, I'm Raymond Di Mayuga. Nagsusulat ako sa Bubblegum, tapos dati sa ABS-CBN, sa Fox Sports Asia, Fox Channel, MTV Asia, Channel B, saka sa iba pang mainstream network. Samahan nyo kami sa pinakabagong online show ng EBC Films, ang Pelikwentuhan, every Monday 8 p.m. Live sa official Facebook page at YouTube channel ng EBC Films. Kaya huwag niyo kalimutang mag-subscribe, mag-like, and mag-follow. So, kita-kits!
Know the latest news and information here and abroad in Aguila Balita, the morning and noontime news programs brought about by the synergy of Net25 and Radyo Aguila.
Get the fresh news and reports from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao in our midday newscast in Aguila, Pilipinas.
Track the latest stories in the provinces in Aguila Provincia.
Be aware of important events in the region in ASEAN in Focus.
And be updated with the biggest news around the world with the support of its international correspondents and volunteers in Eagle News International.
Tune in to Mata ng Aguila and get the day's headlines and news that are sharp, accurate, and objective. Catch all of these on Net25, your reliable source of news, entertainment, and technology updates.
You can also watch our news and current affairs programs and entertainment shows through our Eagle News and Net25 Facebook pages, YouTube channel, at Eagle News, and in our live streaming sites. Be informed with relevant news and information in these interesting times.
Hi everyone, it's Kula Desma. Abangan ang part 2 ng Taggisa ng Galing dito lang sa Net25.
Kababayan, naharap na naman po tayo sa mabigat na pagsubok na ito. Ito yung COVID-19.
I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone's safe.
Nandito po kami para hikayatin pa po kayo na maging matibay.
Mas maging matatag po tayo and just stay positive po sa lahat po ng nangyayari ngayon.
Mga mahal kong kababayan, lampasan po natin, pagtagumpayan po natin ang pagsubok na ito.
Stay strong sa panahon po na to.
Huwag tayong mawawalan ng pag-asa.
At inihikayat din po namin kayo na sana makinig po tayo sa ating gobyerno.
Sumunod muna tayo sa gobyerno dahil yun yung pinakamainam na paraan para hindi na lumagana pa yung virus.
Let's all stay at home.
Spend time with our loved ones, with our families.
At higit po sa lahat, make sure to pray. Pray for everyone. Pray for everything that is going on right now. Especially our frontliners po who are sacrificing their lives to take care of everything.
Higit sa lahat, patuloy tayong lumapit, magtiwala at manalangin sa ating Panginoong Diyos.
Lagi tayong manalangin dahil yung po ang may pinaka-mainam na solusyon sa lahat po ng mga problema natin.
God bless you and your family. Please stay strong and keep our faith.
Tuloy po ang laban.
Hello, everybody. This is Eagle News America. Welcome back. I'm Michael Hudson in Everett, Washington. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson appoints a high school sports advisory group. In Little Rock, Eagle News correspondent Don Omar Cuevas reports.
Thank you, and hello from Little Rock, Arkansas. As of Monday, COVID-19 cases in Arkansas are approaching 44,000, with 464 deaths. Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson has been hard at work last month, making plans for the safety of the state. As the 2020 to 2021 school year begins, the governor has appointed a group of medical professionals, educators, and coaches to a group known as the High School Sports Advisory Group. Their mission is to protect high school athletes and performers from being exposed to the virus and allow sports and other events to be done safely for everyone. On the 27th of July, Governor Hutchinson announced that the Arkansas Department of Health is working with AT&T and T-Mobile in order to make access to Wi-Fi easier for school districts in the midst of the recent increase of online schooling. This plan is called the Arkansas Access Point Project, and it is being funded by the Arkansas Department of Health, using $10 million from the Governor's Emergency Education Relief Fund. This project involves giving students around Arkansas computers and tablets with internet access in order to allow for virtual learning all over Arkansas, especially for those who need it. In other news, Governor Hutchinson has emphasized the importance of health care in a recent weekly address, encouraging the youth of Arkansas to consider taking up careers in this field. The gradual decline of healthcare employees in Arkansas is becoming a major problem as the world deals with this pandemic. Meanwhile, I hope you're staying safe and healthy in your part of the country. In Little Rock, Arkansas, Don Omar Cuevas, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Don Omar. Nevada launches a long-term COVID-19 response plan. In Las Vegas, Bureau Chief Anna Cui reports.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, yesterday, Governor Steve Sisolak and the Nevada Health Response Team unveiled the new long-term mitigation strategy for the state of Nevada, and that's to help provide predictability and stability moving forward, according to them. So the plan was developed because they recognize we're going to be in this situation for a long time. As you know, the whole nation, not just our state, are still in response mode, and we're going in this, five months now. And as medical experts have said, until there is a vaccine, an effective one, this virus will continue to infect people. So they felt they needed to take a different approach, although the initial approach worked well for Nevada. So as Governor Sisolak stated, we can't go backwards. Shutting down again, public and economic activities throughout the state, like initially shutting down the Las Vegas Strip. I mean, who would have imagined that? It's not sustainable in the long term. Hundreds of thousands of people lost jobs, businesses suffered, and honestly, our economy or any economy can't take another hit like that because the effects go all the way down, trickle all the way down to every household. So with this new plan, how is it different from the roadmap to recovery that initially we had? The governor states that this is going to be a more strategic, targeted approach. And the hope is that in this way, they can, better protect the health and safety of Nevadans by slowing down or mitigating the spread of the disease at the root of where it is occurring. And that's the goal. And all the while keeping the economy open and avoiding hurting the businesses that are doing their part. So it's not 100% new because last month we actually reported on this as well. The Nevada Health Response Team, which has been in collaboration between the governor's office, Department of Health and Human Services, and Division of Emergency Management, they created what they call the county tracker, because Nevada consists of 17 counties, and every county has been impacted by the COVID-19 in different ways. So this is to assess the elevated disease transmission in that specific county. So the criteria, it's almost the same with just slight changes. So number one, the average number of tests per day per 100,000 should not be less than 150. So they should be testing more than 150. And this is done over a 14-day period. Next, they're looking at the case rate per 100,000. It was more than 100 before, but now it's more than 200. And they're looking at that over a 30-day period. And then the last one is the case rate of more than 50 and testing positivity rate of more than 7%. So that's a combined criteria right there. And initially, it was looking at case rate of more than 25 per 100,000. And again, they're going to be looking at that over a 14-day period. So the task force created by the governor will look at this weekly. They'll determine what the root cause of the spread and ultimately come up with an action plan to address it. And again, they're hoping that it would lead to targeted measures in that specific area, such as increased enforcement, decrease in gathering size, and more. But in addition to this data, the task force will also look at, of course, hospital capacity, access to personal protective equipment, testing capacity, case investigation and contact tracing, which is really, really important. Not to mention the use of ventilator in a specific area. So it's through this review per the governor that the county and the state will be able to determine the most effective targeted approach to take to slow down the spread in that specific area. So the governor actually gave this example in that press conference. And for example, if the assessment determines that an increase in positives in a county are all coming from a skilled nursing facilities, then it wouldn't make sense to close down indoor dining, right? So it has to be, the plan should be focused on stopping the spread at that specific facility. And this approach, he emphasizes communication, coordination, and collaboration with the county leaders. So he's involving them, because they will be asked to submit a plan of action should their numbers meet criteria. And, just as before, this plan or any other plan, as stated by the governor, will not work if we don't have full participation from everybody. In the beginning stages, Mike, as you recall, there was the public announcement. We often heard it. We have to do this together. That was the message. So he's going back to that. He encourages all Nevadans to continue to wear face covering, as we are all mandated to do, along with practicing aggressive social distancing. And he hopes this targeted approach will work and will allow more sectors of our economy to remain open while while everybody stays vigilant in trying to slow down the spread of the virus. Before I let you go, Mike, for the state of Nevada, our total number of cases is over 52,000 with 862 deaths. In Las Vegas and Akui, Eagle News, we live in interesting times. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you so much for the report, Anna. A quick question for you. Can you give us kind of a picture of what the Strip looks like right now? Is there a lot of tourists? Is there a lot of people going outside enjoying the summer weather? What's the climate like right now?
Yes, surprisingly, we were just out over the weekend, and we try to go out like once or twice a week, just to see what it looks like. And even though our weather is hot these days, of course, in the three digits, like today, our high was 106 degrees Fahrenheit, or equal to 42 degrees Celsius. Over the weekend, there was a lot of people, and I don't know if you saw it in the supplement there. We were at one hotel, and there was a lot of people checking in, coming in. Flight schedule at McCarran has increased. There's buffets that have reopened, although for the most part they are closed. So that's what the Strip looks. I mean, of course, it's not like the usual, but it's still pretty busy.
Wow. Well, let's hope that they continue to uphold all the state's protocols, like you mentioned earlier. Thank you, Anna. Stay safe. All right, and now for EBC Sports. Basketball fans react to Lakers' triumph over the Utah Jazz. And Delano, Eagle News correspondent Julianne Fiesta has the report.
Thank you, Mike. Basketball fans in Los Angeles react to the Los Angeles Lakers' triumph over the Utah Jazz last night with a score of 116 to 108, securing the #1 seed into the Western Conference and the 24th Pacific Division title. This is another milestone for the city's prized basketball team, as this is the first time in 10 years that Los Angeles has held this overall top seed position in their Western Conference playoffs. The last time this happened was in the 2009-2010 season with their most valuable player, Kobe Bryant. Moreover, it has been 9 years in the 2011-2012 season when Los Angeles won the title in their Pacific Division. Superstars LeBron James and Anthony Davis poured in 64 points against Utah, with Davis finishing the contest with 42 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block during 39 minutes of play. This was Davis's 29th game in his career wherein he recorded at least 40 points and 10 rebounds, an achievement which has propelled him into the stratosphere of basketball legends Larry Bird and Karl Malone, joining them in 10th place in NBA history to have accomplished this feat. For the season, this win against the Jazz was the 5th time Davis scored at least 40 points and the 35th time doing so in his overall career. Davis also made Laker history by scoring at least 20 points in the first half for the 20th time this season, an accomplishment not reached since Kobe Bryant wore the purple and gold during the 2012-2013 season. When asked about this, Davis stated that he, quote, got chills to have been able to reach the same mark as the great Kobe Bryant. Numbers for LeBron James were consistent as far as his own record goes. He sank 22 points against Utah, grabbed 8 rebounds, had 2 steals, and 9 assists. James also added a block during 35 minutes of play. This was LeBron's 51st time scoring at least 20 points during the season, a respectable statistic, especially given the focused defensive pressure that the Jazz, as well as other teams, apply against him. One of the Lakers' imposing big men, center Dwight Howard, came off the bench to contribute 11 points, 5 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Despite only playing 17 minutes, Howard was still able to register his 23rd double-digit scoring for the season. At this juncture, a showdown between LA's 2 powerhouse teams during the Western Conference playoffs may not be as far-fetched, and a trade-off that many Los Angeles basketball fans would probably be willing to accept in lieu of not seeing the games in person due to the pandemic. Here are several fan reactions to this win. Take a look.
Well, I think it's awesome that the Lakers won yesterday. For the past 6 to 10 years, they haven't made it to the playoffs, and for the first time since 2010, they have the #1 seed in the West. And not only that, after everything that we've been through as a city because of Kobe's death, we definitely needed this good news to be able to electrify Laker Nation and the entire city of Los Angeles. So I think it's great.
This is honestly the best news I haven't heard in a while. I have no words, and honestly, I'm not surprised. I choose my team wisely, and I can only expect the best from the Lakers because they are the best. So I'm not surprised that they finally made it. And this is the kind of news that we needed to hear, especially during this time. So it is so timely. I couldn't have asked for more.
With the Lakers win last night over the Utah Jazz, the Lakers have been able to do something that we haven't done in 10 years. The Lakers have clinched the #1 seed, top seed in the Western Conference. As a Laker fan, I cannot express how thrilled I am, because the last time we did this was in 2010. We got the title. It's phenomenal. Laker Nation, we got this. We're going to win this year. We're going to take it home.
And for the update, the number of newly reported cases in Los Angeles County today is 1,901 and 57 new deaths. The total number of confirmed cases in the county is 195,788, with 4,701 deaths and 1,784 current hospitalizations. The Los Angeles Public Health Department announced today that they are being carefully positive that Los Angeles County is slowing the spread of the virus, as this data might be due to many businesses being closed in recent weeks due to the surges in numbers at that time. Meanwhile, the state of California has a total of 519,427 confirmed COVID-19 cases and 9,501 deaths as recorded by the California Department of Public Health. In Delano, California, Julian Fiesta, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks, Julian. Quick question for you. I know I probably don't even have to ask this, but what's your prediction on the NBA champion this year?
It's definitely going to be my home team, the Lakers. I was a fan when we won the championship against the Celtics in 2010. I was a fan when Kobe Bryant had his historic last game. I was a fan during our 10-year drought. I'm most definitely a Lakers fan now, and this year we're bringing the championship back home.
Wow, I can sense your intensity from all the way up here in Seattle. Appreciate the story. Stay safe out there.
You too. Thank you.
Coming up, EBC Sports International producer Aljamin Santos shares with us his story of fighting COVID-19 and surviving the misery it has brought him. Eagle News America will be right back.
Hey everyone, my name is Marcelito Pomoy. I'm the Filipinas Got Talent Season 2 Grand Winner and I'm the 4th runner-up of the America's Got Talent the Champion Edition. Abangan po natin ang Part 2, Tagisan ng Galing dito lamang po sa Net 25.
Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News America. I'm Michael Hudson in Everett. 36-year-old Aljamin Santos works as a lead radio technologist in a diagnostic imaging center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Aljamin, or Amin, to his friends and family, has been in the radiology field for 9 years now. And being an essential worker, he knew from the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic that, given the nature of his job, he would eventually get exposed to it. It was only a matter of time. And he did. 4 months into the pandemic, he tested positive for the coronavirus. Today, EBC Sports International producer Aljamin Santos shares with us his story on overcoming this deadly disease. Aljamin, thanks so much for joining us tonight. I know we had a discussion this past Friday. Wanted you to be on the show to share your experience. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, we did, Mike. I'm feeling a little bit better. Definitely not 100%, but I feel like I'm getting there. I'm pretty optimistic.
That's good, and you look good. I remember you telling me you lost 12 pounds, so I guess blessing in disguise.
Yeah, kind of. I was trying to lose weight anyway, so why not, right?
Yeah, it definitely worked out. So can you kind of just give us, kind of a general overview of how, the testing, from the testing to when you found out, like what was it kind of an emotional roller coaster, or were you kind of even keel throughout the whole thing, or you could go into that a little bit?
Well, initially it started with a fever. I thought it was just a normal kind of like going in from being in the cold to going into the heat, back and forth, being outside to going inside the hospital where it's really cold. I thought it was just a normal kind of like fever that we usually catch here in Vegas during the summertime. But I knew, a couple days afterwards, when I started to get chills, I started to get that feeling of not being well. It's kind of weird to describe, but the one thing that really stuck out to me was losing my sense of smell and taste. That right there, as soon as I spoke to the doctor, when I checked myself into the quick care, he told me that, oh, you lost the smell and taste, you might have the COVID, and I was just miserable in there. I was cold, and it was hard for me to really focus on my breathing and things like that. And during the testing, it was just a quick throat swab. I was able to get my results within 24 hours, which was a really quick turnaround time for us here in Las Vegas. And then from there, it was just like, okay, what do I got to do? Get a lot of bed rest, drink a lot of fluids, and try to stay like mentally focused on trying to get better. One of the things that really bothered me was the fever. It got to the point where I was super uncomfortable and I couldn't sleep, and I love my sleep. And so when I become sleep deprived, I get super miserable. My thoughts start bouncing here and there, and you mentioned emotions going into roller coasters, and that kind of happened to me with a little bit of anxiety because, I wasn't sure how this whole virus was going to pan out, and when you're in the unknown, it's just really hard to anticipate when you're going to feel better, so for me, it was really tough trying to balance a lot of the things that I do because I'm such a busy person. I do a lot of things outside of work. I got a league that I run. I have friends and family that I constantly see on a regular basis. I cut hair. All those things were just like put to a screeching stop. I had to tell people, I'm sorry, I won't be able to cut your hair today, so I had to cancel all my appointments for the next 3 weeks just to make sure that I kept everybody safe around me. So,
gotcha.
Definitely a roller coaster.
Definitely. And so, as you say you're a really busy person. I follow you on social media. You're an entrepreneur. Basically, you're doing so many things, very successful. So, you being sick, what really pulled you through the recovery? Was there like a single thing you were focusing on? Or was it like a regimen that you put yourself through to ensure that you were going to be well? What made you stay so positive throughout the process?
I'd have to credit my wife to that. She's been the foundation during this tough time. I was really scared for her because, if she got sick, that means both of us are going to be sick. And our parents, they're within that range of being susceptible to the virus. So we would have nobody to really take care of us. We would probably have to check into the hospital. My wife was super helpful for me. She gave me a little bit of a push, like, you got to get up. Come on, get up, go downstairs, walk up the stairs, go outside, get some sun, get some vitamin D on your body. Try to fight this thing. Try to force yourself to eat. But I really credit my wife and some of my family and friends that reached out to me to check up on me. My coworkers were amazing. My managers and things like that were really concerned with me. So, I had a really good support system. And of course, my EBC family always, being there to cheer me up and keep me up to date on sports. So, that really helped me out too.
Definitely. So, obviously, whenever you contract the virus, you have to go into quarantine, right? So was it hard for you I know your wife was there most of the time, but was it hard to stay away from your other family members or friends and things of that nature?
Not so much. Once I let them know that I was sick, nobody was like, oh, we should come see you. Nah. They're like, nah, we're good. We'll stay here. We'll wait till you we'll wait till you feel better.
I understand. Totally understand. So as far as, are you COVID-19 free right now? Or do you have to get another test to just make sure you're clear to go, or how's that process?
Yeah, as of right now, I am clear. I'm scheduled to go back to work tomorrow. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely. So, was there, a lot of people when they get sick or when they, face something as serious as this, there's a lesson that they learn throughout the process. Was there something that you learned throughout this process? Maybe it's something new or something like that while you're going through this whole ordeal?
Yeah, actually, just being in bed, being sick, you kind of realize what the most important things in life are. A lot of things that you would stress over, some of the minor things, become super minuscule, and time with family and loved ones is probably the most important thing to me. And it really showed during my sickness and being ill. And it helped me realize that we need to follow our passions because, life is too short. We can't allow ourselves to be kept in a box, being unhappy if it's whether it's a job, a relationship, or just any type of situation. Life can go downhill, life can be gone in just a matter of minutes. So definitely do what's important to you, do what you love, follow your passions, and tell the people that you care about, that you love them, and accept their love when they give it to you. So that's definitely what came to me during that sickness.
Amen to that, man. So, obviously this ordeal is not over. There's still people getting positive tests left and right. Do you have any advice for anybody who gets a positive test?
Definitely look for your support system. That foundation will help you get through it. There's a lot of different experiences of people who get the virus. It may be intense. It may be the worst of it. It may be very little. It could be, you could have zero symptoms and have it. My only advice is that you take care of yourself. And when you come in contact with people, that you respect their space, that you show that same respect and keep yourself clean and sanitized if you have to go out. I know it's really tough being at home, stuck at home, especially if you're quarantined and you're out of work right now. But keep busy. I know a lot of people are following some of the things that they've always wanted to do, to take up an instrument, learn a new hobby, exercise, do whatever it takes to get through the routine, and just stay positive. And I believe we'll all get through this.
So does this mean you're going to be playing the trumpet pretty soon for us?
I don't know, man. You might be calling me Louis Armstrong soon. So.
Well, hey, thanks so much for your time, Amin. On behalf of the EBC family, we love you, man. We're so glad that you're doing well, and you're such a huge inspiration, such a huge piece to our team. So thank you so much for your time, man. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mike.
Yep, you bet. All right, so let's continue to thank our frontline and essential workers with a round of applause. This is for you, Amin. So that's today's Eagle News America. Thank you for joining us. I'm Michael Hudson. We live in interesting times.